Go on, do
All
it.
right,
Go off, Queen.
Nick, shut the fuck up. All right.
Kill
Kill
the white man.
Kill
Kill
the white man. Is that who said that?
I don't know.
A
Howard
Dalek?
Stern.
We're getting sick. Hey, it's the Sunday buffet.
Welcome to MKUsual.
Good morning. I want to do
Good
our
morning.
clink.
Cheers. Good morning.
It's like MK Ultra, but more normal. We had our 30th episode this week.
Was that yesterday?
Looking back, no, that was Friday.
Yeah.
We celebrated our 30th episode by talking about Japanese war crimes
They were pretty good.
in the most MK-usual way possible.
How'd you sleep that night? Did you sleep okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Like a baby.
I was pretty tired.
It was exhausting.
Well,
You're in charge.
okay. I want to start off with a limited compliments journal. Limited.
Okay.
We
I
were
have
ta-
50 that I wrote down. Do we have time to get through all 50?
Did you really write down?
No.
We could do two.
Yeah, that's all I have.
We could do one or two. We were talking about how, in a previous episode, we were talking about how men don't receive compliments.
Yeah, not like
Like, you might get, like, a good job.
it's the closest thing since we talked about doing this, and like now the closest thing I've received to a compliment is, did you get your hair cut?
That's not bad.
It's not a compliment.
One time, someone told me I
It's
looked...
like some people say, oh, your hair, and then they would say it looks, but like, that's not what.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's most of the time you're gonna be like, did you get your hair cut?
Then we don't get compliments. We get, I mean, you could argue this. You could say the patriarchy. You could say that we get, like, compliments about skills, maybe.
Yeah.
That's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about, like, you look pretty.
Yeah, like
You got a
something.
pretty mouth on you.
Yeah, like we don't get like respect for the obligations that we
Are
uphold
existing.
and
Yeah.
the responsibilities that we
So this is
put on our shoulders.
a limited compliment journal. So we're going to tell each other. One time somebody told me I looked showered. They're like, hey, you look like you're really showered. I'm not counting that.
That's
I'm not counting that.
That's like an underhanded.
It was somebody who was not trying to underhand.
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway,
Like how did you feel when you heard that compliment?
nothing.
Okay.
There's just nothingness washed over me. So do you... I mean, maybe nice?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's not on my list.
Okay.
And I might only actually have one, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Well, this one's
Oh, no. Okay. I have two.
okay. This one sticks out for me. This guy, he was obsessed with like Frank Sinatra. He had like a deep like crooner voice. He's a really good singer. He was like a page in Washington, D.C. He worked for like a senator for like 15 years or something.
Okay. Has a page? I hope not. Okay.
Well, maybe I don't remember what it was called.
It's like starting as an intern, and then you're like,
Oh, okay.
I did
okay.
that for 15 years.
Well, he worked for a senator
Okay.
in some capacity for a long time. I think, anyway. He seemed cultured and like well-read and intelligent. He said he just stopped me one time at this bar I worked at, and he was a regular there, and he just said, Nick, you have a quiet intensity about you.
Ooh.
And I felt like,
Ooh. Ooh,
made me feel
like
good.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, it's like,
You do kind of have a quiet intensity about you.
yeah. I felt
Keep
like,
telling me how it made you feel.
well, it made me feel like I actually was seen, you know?
Like he was looking at you, like looking at you.
Yeah, like we had like a couple mutual friends, and we'd had some like leaning up against the bar type of conversations, nothing deep, but like he had just like observed this about me without really getting to know me. So I felt like, I don't know, my true self had come through and he had recognized it.
I feel like that's a good compliment. That's gonna stick with you.
It has. That was probably 10 or 12 years ago.
Wow.
So, yeah, I think about it.
And you do have a
frequently.
quiet. There's sometimes you're sitting at this table writing, and I'm like, that guy, he could be writing. You could be writing a grocery list, and you have this quiet intensity. But I'm like, that might be a manifesto. That might be like he saw through time, and he's getting it down on paper.
I'm just trying. Most of the time, I'm just trying to think of like new words for penis.
I believe that.
I'm just trying
But, you know, you don't want to.
Yeah.
You got to use your silence to your advantage.
Yeah,
I'm a quiet Jack
person.
Nicholson there.
I used to work in my first job in a kitchen. I never worked in a kitchen before. I was in the pantry at cold side, and like the sous chef, he was, he would run the grill and call all the tickets. He was running the line, and then I was like kind of isolated, just like making my little side salads and putting them up. And every once in a while, he would just look over and yell, "Nick, shut the fuck up!
That's hilarious.
Shut the fuck up!" And then he would just like go back to doing his tickets, and I would just be like putting my next little salad. And it was like funny, but like sorry, DZ.
I had a friend like that in college, Ted. He was real quiet, and we'd do shit like that. We'd be like, Ted, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, okay. One time, a person who I ended up dating, but we weren't dating at the time, told me that I looked nice in maroon.
Okay.
The color maroon. And then she ended up buying me a second maroon shirt. She liked my maroon. I think I'm a red person. I think I'm a naturally red person. So it was like,
Yeah.
I think it was like, okay, anyway, that's mine. Okay, you got a second one?
That's a good one.
It's okay. It's a little bit like toots.
Okay,
I like you in that. Now, I mean, it just felt good to be like, I looked nice. So I went out and bought another shirt. I hardly ever buy clothes. Okay, your turn.
One of my exes said that I was the third best sex she had ever had.
She tell you that when you were together?
Yeah.
Like you were in the relationship?
Yeah, we were.
It wasn't towards the end or the very beginning?
It was like somewhere in the middle.
Um,
And I was like, well, so what were the first and second time? The other two times we had sex? And she was like, no.
this is real.
The third best sex part, yeah.
Yeah.
Was
it a particular...
I asked.
You did ask.
I asked.
Okay, you asked.
She gave me an honest answer.
Why did you ask?
I don't know. She said we had sex one time. She said that was great, and I was just like full of myself.
All right, she should have lied to you.
No, I appreciate it.
No.
Well, and then I go.
You shouldn't have asked. This is your fault. I'm not putting anything on her. But she should have lied. Like that'd be like if I'm dating a woman and she asks like, I'm sure people have asked me this, like, am I the prettiest girl? In fact, I actually remember one person asked me this, am I the prettiest girl you ever dated? I wasn't gonna be honest.
It was a very.
You can't be honest about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're the prettiest to me right now because you're the person I'm with and I want to be with. Like she should have been like,
Right.
That's the best sex because you're the person.
Because I'm having it right now.
Because I'm having it right now, and hopefully you'll be the next person I have sex with, and everything goes well. You might be the last person I have sex with.
Yeah.
So the sex is in that context. Yeah, I think you both fucked up there. You shouldn't have.
I hurt my own feelings.
Now here's the only time you would ask that. You'd ask that like if.
But third
she,
was
like,
pretty
cheated
good.
on you.
The third was pretty good.
Is it good? How many people did she have sex with?
A lot.
She told you that too? Did
Yeah.
you ask about that too?
No, she was very forthcoming about
Oh,
that.
I don't like that. I don't like. How old were you?
This was like 5 or 6 years ago.
How old was she?
She was like 3 or 4 years younger than me.
I don't like that conversation. I don't like the how many partners have you had conversation.
Oh, I hate it.
I don't think there's any. It doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, like
It doesn't help anything. It doesn't add to anything.
right.
Women love to have that conversation though.
Yeah, what do they say? If it's like men, divide by 3 or something.
If it's women times by 3.
Yeah, it's something. There's some math.
I don't know why
some
they like
math-
to have that
math
conversation.
joke there.
What are you gonna hear that's gonna like? First of all, you can't help. Every time I've had that conversation with a woman, she's been the one that started it, and then she always ends up hurt or mad. Or you hear about it later. You hear one of the names later,
Yeah.
or they fucking you find out they Facebook stalked one of them or 2 of them. I just don't think it's a good conversation to have.
No, it's of no consequence.
I mean, maybe if it came up. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've gone down that rabbit hole too. I've asked similar questions. Okay, my second. Oh, sorry.
It's
go
just a
ahead.
morbid curiosity. That's all I want. That's all.
Yeah, but what are you gonna?
Yeah, that's
it. Okay, so third out of 50,
at least.
third, really? Oh, that's pretty good, dude. Okay, so that should make you feel pretty good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay, I get it. That's a lot of awful to get to good. That is a definitely 2 wrongs make a right situation. That was a conversation.
Yeah.
You should have both. Okay, anyway. My other one, and actually this is probably the most compliment I've gotten in my life, is I've had numerous people in different ways tell me I have nice eyebrows.
Okay.
And they ask me like what I do. Women will like, even ones I'm not going out with, they'll be like, "What do you do? Like how do you like you pluck them? You like do?" I'm like, "I don't do
Okay.
shit. Do I look like I fucking do shit? Do I look like I do shit to my eyebrows? I just naturally have perfect eyebrows, or so I've been told." Well, that's our compliment journal.
Yeah.
Sorry for going off on you, Nick. I hope I didn't
No,
offend you.
it's okay. You're right.
I just
It's
something to talk about.
yeah.
Okay, we have a topic.
Well, that was all the compliments I've gotten in my life. Up
Yeah,
to this
me too.
point. So we're
that
gonna-
weren't. What did I do for you, or how? I mean, obviously, we both did like nice set. I like that song you wrote.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, I'm just saying.
You don't get compliments for just being you a lot, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go fishing now. We're gonna
I
have
don't
to-
know. Sometimes compliments make me feel weird.
Hey, did you like that? Did you notice that thing?
A compliment's like a comparison.
Yeah.
It also is like. Honestly, I don't like, and I've never liked being judged like inherently on myself. Like if somebody's like,
There's a rawness about it.
there's a rawness. It also is like there's like an inherent judgment that's being happened, even though that it's a compliment. You know?
Right. They've evaluated you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're gonna continue to evaluate you.
Right. It's almost like the compliment is like setting the bar or the standard to which you must now hold yourself or
Yeah,
something.
and I don't want you doing that.
Yeah.
And also, I kind of don't care.
It's like an idealistic thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
now you have to maintain this ideal that someone else has about you.
Yes.
Or you fear losing favor.
Or
you know?
yeah, I kind
I
of
don't
just don't care what people think, and then you know, unless there's something about it, like I want to be romantic with you or something, you know what I mean? Like, I always think it's weird. Like, I love the shirt you have right now.
Fruit of the Loom. The cornucopia is real.
He's got it. He's going to continue wearing it every few episodes.
I'll
tell you stuff. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, shout out Warehouse Vintage. Go check them out. They host comedy shows. They're fun. They have cool clothes like this. And you can get compliments on your clothes.
Yeah, and I'll tell people, nice shirt. I give out compliments. I'm a flatterer. If I notice they tried something different or did something. At the end of the day, though, I'm just not really thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's kind of weird, especially when guys want compliments from other guys, or they're like paying attention, like a guy pays attention to like how another guy like, unless you make a big drastic change, you know what I mean? Like, pays attention to how you like do your hair up, or like, it's kind of like effeminate, like it's kind of weird, like it's kind of like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you show up to the party in like an astronaut outfit, I'll be like, that's sick. But if I'm like, Nick, I like you in yellow, that's kind of gay. It's just kind of gay. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. You were saying you don't care about what people think about you, and here's how I know that about
unless
you.
we're going to fuck.
I know that you don't care what people think about you.
Because everybody hates you.
When you go to Price Chopper and you stand on the produce and just helicopter your penis around.
Yeah, that's the guy I am. That's
you don't care.
The guy I am.
You just don't care what people think, and I respect that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for participating in this, Nick. You got way more personal than I did. I did maroon and eyebrows, and you did third best sex and silent intensity. I want to get to my rant for the week.
Yeah.
And this is going to be reoccurring. Every time I find this, I will bring it up. One of my problems doing comedy, making comedy content, I'm in a sketch group, and stand-up, I do this podcast. I want to make more stuff. I used to make a lot of stuff on my own Instagram. I love to post stupid little jokes on Facebook. One problem is the rehashing, reusing of the same jokes. I'm going to give an example. 2 years ago, Congress came out and they had this, and this is around the time, 1 to 2 years ago, when I started using Instagram, TikTok. It wasn't just Facebook. And Instagram and TikTok, they expose you to a lot, now Reels on Facebook.
Yep.
I feel like social media moved primarily from dealing with people you know,
Yes.
or celebrities you follow,
Yes.
to now you get much more of a stream of strangers' content.
Yes.
So you notice things, you notice trends.
Yeah.
The first time I ever noticed this, and it really bothered me, people have the words joke theft, joke thief, hack. I noticed, so Congress had this, it always goes back to UFOs with us. Congress had a big hearing with UFO whistleblowers, okay, and this is when inflation was really bad, still pretty bad, but they had this big thing. Go on Facebook. I see somebody post a little meme, and it's like, oh, the Pentagon says aliens are real. Well, I hope they can really help me afford milk. Ha 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 ha. Scroll down a little more. Another comedian. Pentagon says aliens are real. Well, how does that help me pay my rent? Ha 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 ha. Go on TikTok. I see people that I usually respect or I like their stuff. I'm not talking about anyone locally. And they're doing stuff like an act out, like they're playing both characters in a little sketch, and it's like, the Pentagon says aliens are real. Is it gonna help me pay my rent? Aliens are real. And I saw this joke done by so many people, and it was the same fucking punchline, that aliens aren't gonna help you pay your rent or help your grocery bill. So many times by so many people, so many content creators. There are street jokes. There are memes. You share ideas. People make similar jokes. Okay. It was so bad. And I've seen this numerous times since. I hope I've never been guilty of it. I try to stay clear of the obvious because of this purpose, because I don't want to do something that annoys me
It takes work to do that. Like from the stuff like on your Instagram, I don't have TikTok, so I don't see your TikToks. But
It's the same thing. I just stopped using.
But like all
TikTok.
your ideas are like, I don't see anyone else doing those ideas.
That should be the goal.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give you a compliment.
Thank you.
I'm saying you do a good job of that.
I don't take those well, Nick. I appreciate you. But it bothers me as someone who tries to do different stuff. And more than that, it makes me want to give up sometimes. I see this shit.
Because if you're seeing that stuff that often, it means that it's like feeding that.
Well, it makes me say, well, should I just... I haven't posted a sketch in a while.
Right.
Should I just... I've seen 6 other people. At what point is it not even stealing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like we're all going to tell the same joke for the next week. And it gives me a dilemma. And I see this shit on stage, okay?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I'm not going to say any names, we had a headliner, just a nice guy, everything's, got on stage, within 3 jokes, said, I'm so glad the yard signs are gone from the election. There were so many yard signs, I voted for a realtor. I have seen that joke 40 times.
Yeah.
Videos, memes, just post, just shared. That's just standing on stage and doing a fucking Facebook meme.
Yeah.
And we've kind of, I mean, I would love to do this, your take on it. It kind of just makes you want to just, like, why not just do that then? Why not just do that?
That guy sold out 5 shows. It was one of the busiest weekends we've had in months. He was bringing all kinds of different people in.
And for all I know, maybe he's popular, maybe he told the joke first. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Possibly.
How could you even know, though?
There's no, it's just, I guess I'm not talking about any individual here. I'm talking about the cesspool.
Yeah.
That is social media humor. And it is a cesspool because if you're...
It's completely diluting it.
Here's the other thing.
It's like diluting the comedy. I don't know.
Dude, no, it is. It is. It's like, okay, it's like, there's always been street jokes. There's always been like, hey, you hear about, who's a gay guy who died? Liberace, they found his body rolling up and down in the Hudson because Rock Hudson was gay or whatever. I don't know why my mind goes there. That was like one of the first street jokes my dad ever told me when I was a kid.
See, I don't know Rock Hudson.
No idea why my dad told me that, but I have vivid memories of being a small child in his car hearing about Rock Hudson being gay and how the joke they told on the playground was this Liberace or some other person was rolling up and down in the Hudson. I don't know why.
You want to know my favorite street joke?
Yeah.
A guy walks into a bar, the second guy ducks.
See, that would be like if for a week you wrote that joke.
Well, that joke is
and then
like
people made cartoons about it, and they went on stage and told it.
Yeah.
It's just
even
stupid.
that joke as a street joke is like a guy walks into a bar is like the meme that we're talking about, and then that joke is like trying to have a new original take on a guy walks into a bar joke.
Yes.
So like at least that is like, I don't know, a new branch on that tree, at least a new leaf.
Or somebody would make a 20-second Instagram reel where a guy literally walks into a bar and the other guy ducks and goes into a bar. And it's like, what, dude?
Yeah.
So here, I want to point out 2 examples I found in a week. If you
We
know
have
what I'm talking about.
evidence.
These are especially bad. Here's the first. Here's a comic. I don't have a photographic memory, but I have a pretty good memory when it comes to jokes. I'm showing a comic of a werewolf. Woman looks at the sky and says, oh, it's a perfect moon for a werewolf to come out. It's a full moon. A werewolf comes behind them and goes, I'm gay. This was 4chan, Reddit, I don't know. It's a classic in my opinion. Enough that it stuck in my mind until I saw this video. 1, 2, 3, go.
Babe, look, it's a full moon tonight.
You know what that means. It's a perfect night for a werewolf to come out.
User Traymatic Official. Traymatic Official. You hack. Fuck you, bro. You just took that. You make me want to quit doing this. You'll probably be headlining. This video got 915,000 likes on this platform alone. This dude probably did 2.5 million upvotes on like multiple. Who knows? Maybe that's his lesser platform. Wherever I saw that. You just took the werewolf coming out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you're not the only one. But I want to that one. You could say it's a pun.
It's also like, it's just right there. It's not low hanging fruit. 'Cause it's a little clever.
Well, here's the thing. When have you ever heard werewolf coming out? I've always heard werewolf transform.
That's true.
Werewolf, and you wouldn't look at a full moon and say this is the perfect night for a werewolf to come out. Like werewolves just come out during the full moon.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying it's a bad joke though, because I think the
you're
comics.
Right. You're right. See, as a comic, I liked it. As a real, I hated it.
Well, millions and millions. You think about what it's normal. 1 out of every 10 people that sees your shit likes it.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good metric.
Yeah.
That dude probably got like
Right.
20 million views just doing that comic.
We should do it. Except
That's fucking, yeah, we should fucking, but
we should dress up like werewolves and suck each other off.
yeah. Treymatic official. Dude, you know what? But you're not the worst, actually. I'm going to save my ire. I'm going to save my ire for the next guy. I feel like this whole show is just me ranting. Is that okay?
Go on. Do
All
it.
right.
Go off, queen.
You're Nick, shut the fuck up. All right. Now, I've kind of just bitched about this to my friends and stuff for a while. Now, that werewolf one, actually, the werewolf one I just noticed this week because I've been in like hyper focus mode about it. This is the one that Nick sent me one day. I was lying in bed, scrolling through my phone. Nick sent me this. I'm going to start with the video this time. I'm going to start with the video. He sent this to me, and I was like, hey, what the fuck? This seems so familiar. Can you read the username there?
Oh, no.
Oh, EAMON John. Eamon John.
On Instagram.
All right, now, I want to start off with this. It's called Happy Birthday to Me, Eamon John. If this has been your joke the whole time, and I just didn't do my research, I apologize. I'm also going to say this. Everything we're doing right now is reaction. It's a reaction to critique and talk about the state of the art. We're not just playing other people's shit. Okay, Eamon John, I deeply apologize. This one has 335,000 likes. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, which means it probably has well over 1 million overall, which means it
saw
probably has
this-
well over 6 million views.
Yeah.
Sorry, you saw this win?
Well, this one came off Facebook, but he's obviously linked on Instagram too. So like, yeah.
Right? 8.5.
Anyway.
8.5 thousand shares. Okay, start from the beginning. Even John, I don't think I'm wrong about you. I don't think I'm wrong about you. Should have done research. Okay, but I don't think I'm wrong about you. 3, 2, 1, go.
Fucking birthday and everybody forgot. Bet you forgot too, Saki, didn't you? No, I didn't forget. You're a liar too! Just for that, I'm coming at you. Oh.
Okay, all right, the joke. Comes home, dark room. Everyone forgot about my birthday. Puts on a sock puppet. Stole that from us. No, puts on a sock puppet. Says, I didn't forget. Says, you're a liar. I'm gonna come in you. I'm gonna come in you as a sock.
Yeah.
And then the lights go up. It's a surprise birthday party. So anything to say?
I have something to say after we get through the media.
Okay. I'm putting up. I'm just gonna have this on the side of us the whole time we talk. Oh, here we go. The Jenkins comic.
See, we could find the timeline of this one specifically pretty easily, I think.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I knew, as a matter of fact, this was stolen. Yeah, that guy's not the guy who created the Jenkins. That guy's not the guy who created the Jenkins comic.
Right.
I don't believe so.
I'm just saying we could see when the comic was posted and then.
It doesn't need to. Doesn't need to because I saw this comic so long ago. I don't even think we had. TikTok might have been a thing.
Okay.
This comic did not steal from this guy. This guy stole from this comic. And again, I have it up right here. What a rotten day. No one remembered my birthday. But you didn't forget my birthday, did you, Saki? Of course I didn't, pal. Saki, you liar. You totally forgot. Now I have to punish you, Mr. Saki. Open your mouth wide. He even changed the joke a little bit. He didn't even do like an homage. He didn't even say...
Yeah.
And then it shows the surprise guest in the dark watching him jacking off. So the only thing he changed was that they turned the lights on.
Yeah.
But come the fuck on. This is a hilarious comic.
Right.
So, you know, well, that's such an elaborate. If you made that sketch, if he had made that sketch and that comic never existed, and then SNL did a sketch with the same premise,
Yeah.
that dude would be online being like, SNL stole my sketch.
Right. It's just like everything's in the soup.
He didn't have
there's-
anything on there about Jenkins' comic? He didn't say this is an homage. He didn't.
No.
Okay, now you say what you're going to say. I've ran it enough.
Well, okay. So I think about this. Made me think about this movie, and they reference a study in the movie. I don't know if the study is real or not, but it's an interesting idea. In the movie Waking Life, there's a scene. It's Ethan Hawke and this other lady. They're in bed, and they're talking about. He's talking about this study where.
Are you going to say monkeys and fruit?
No.
Okay.
The study was they gave, let's just say 100 people today's crossword and got them to fill it out, and then judged. They gave them like a time. You have 30 minutes to fill out the New York Times crossword or whatever. See how many words they get right. They do this for a while, get like their average score, and then they start giving them yesterday's crossword, and their scores go up dramatically.
So that is a real study. I literally heard about that on a podcast this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the idea is
There's something about collectively.
yes,
Yeah.
that once it's out there, you can just kind of like it's just there to grab.
Yeah. I ain't going to give these people a pass.
I'm not.
These people just stole this.
It's not. It doesn't justify that, but like
Yeah.
that's just a weird thing that like once it's out there, like that guy, like either of those people may have never. They could believe that it's an original idea, that it came to them, and they might not. It's possible.
It is possible, but for these two,
are
for the guy on stage saying the realtor thing, I don't buy it.
yeah.
I don't buy it because that joke was all over that week. For the werewolf one, I'll give him a little maybe.
Well, I'm not saying for these examples. I'm just saying in general, it's possible to like. I can't remember, but I did that. I made a joke,
That happens all the time.
and then someone was like, "Oh, that was a meme." I was like, "Well, it was kind of just like a low-hanging, easy joke."
Yeah.
And that probably is. It's like lowest this type of shit is almost. God, I'm ranting.
Good.
The shit that gets shared like this the most is the lowest common denominator. It's the easiest fraction to reduce. It's like. So that's just what.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I think there's a difference between.
I'm not just. I hate that.
Yeah. But we could all, bro. If you.
It's Andy Warhol painting soup cans or the fucking red line and calling it, look, I could have painted the red line and sold it for $60 million. Well, you didn't.
Yeah. Right.
And the next person who did it, well, they sold their painting for $1 million. Not 60 million, but they still, just like a thinner red line or something.
Yes.
You know, I don't know.
No, I'm with you. I don't like that about our culture in general.
Yeah.
And I think that I think this has actually bothered me since I was like in high school.
Our culture is being homogenized.
Yeah, in a gross way that doesn't. The reason why you go after someone for being a joke thief or for being a hack is because they're taking money and attention and bread out of people's mouths who like had a clever idea and put it, and especially with this online content.
All the work they had to do to get to that clever idea.
Right.
Not just the idea itself, but
No,
like,
they got there and then executed it
and they had a unique set of experiences in their life
to draw the cartoon.
And then they developed the skills and they practiced and they sat down intentionally.
Yes.
And came up anyway.
No, please keep going. Yeah, and then you see it,
And then someone takes that, you know.
and then you go and recreate it. And what I don't like about it is, unlike stand-up, which is a constant fucking grind, and it's like, okay, you're gonna hear after a big news event, you're gonna kind of hear some hacky, you know,
Right.
it's 9/11 week at this comedy club or whatever, it's Trump got shot week at the comedy club, like, get
Yes.
ready for all the ear jokes. Okay, that's just an art form, and everyone's working through their own stuff, and even then, it's like, it's an open mic, you're not gonna, you know, but like, to go, the problem with these reels, and people who make money off memes and reels and stuff, is like, to do it in that format is truly despicable to me, because you're like directly profiting and then moving on. It's no different than just stealing someone's song or artwork. And one thing I've hated about our culture since I was in high school, I don't remember where it was, I've heard it, we've all heard it in our life. And it was when reality TV kind of started around the early 2000s. Somebody would be watching like Paris Hilton and who's the other chick? Nicki Minaj. No, it wasn't Nicki Minaj. It was Nicki. The chick. Her father was a musician. It's called The Simple Life.
What was her name? I don't know.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about.
And this has just gotten worse and worse and worse. It would be The Simple Life, or it would be like reality show stuff like Honey Boo Boo or whatever. Okay, somebody would. I remember just hating that shit, hating those shows and just being like, this is so stupid. And then somebody would say, or like, this song sucks. And then somebody would just say, well, it made them $1 million, didn't it? This song is just someone farting into the microphone. Well, it made them $1 million, didn't it? In our culture, there's no argument against money.
Yeah.
There's no argument. And you're just supposed to be, and it's just, and the well, it made him rich. It's like, I don't think we should have...
Money is God, and you don't believe in God?
Yes. Or if you criticize...
You're
If
heretic.
you're like, hey, maybe there's too many people on like OnlyFans. Maybe y'all are making like, on average, $40 a month. Maybe the consequences in your life are going to be way potentially bigger than the fucking $300 you make before you quit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it made them $1 million, didn't it? Or like a role model goes and does something that's like, you know, it's the Disney star arc. They start as a kid, and then they got to break out and be dangerous, and then they come back and they become wholesome again. And it's like, why do we have that arc? You know what I mean? Like, why don't more celebrities be role models for children? Well, it made them $1 million, didn't it? You know, I
bet fucking
hate that shit, dude.
Mr. Rogers was probably a fucking millionaire.
Didn't matter. Like, you can...
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You can go the fuck. You can
Be
walk a
drawn
true
vagina.
path.
Well, and there's nothing. I'm not judging anyone's. Especially like, okay, you want to settle in your apartment, having OnlyFans, whatever. Like, I'm mostly talking about people who really do make a lot of money doing this shit, or like selling drugs, or like, you know what I mean? Like, people. It's an undefeatable argument in our culture to say, well, it made them money. I remember the Ray Kroc movie, the McDonald's movie. I love Michael Keaton. I think he's an amazing actor. I kind of low-key, the well-made movie, I kind of low-key fucking hate that movie. I hate that fucking movie.
I never saw it.
Oh, because all he is a fucking douche who cheats on his wife and steals people's ideas and undercuts them in business and stuff. But then at the end of the movie, you're going to be like, but he made the McDonald's fries. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, Dude, I can kind of get that for a biopic about like fucking Johnny Cash or something. You're like artists. These biopics, you're supposed to be like, well, artists are complicated people and it helps make their art. And I watched that one and it was just like, this feels like one of those movies. It's well made, it's well acted, everyone's superb. But I'm like, I just kind of fucking hate this guy now. And what did he give? He gave it like a fucking McChicken, like
He gave him
cancer, diabetes,
type 2
heart
diabetes,
disease.
and cancer.
So he was like, but you're supposed to get to the end of the movie and be like, complicated guy, made $1 billion. And yeah. This is the Dennis sits and rants like an old man hour. Happy Sunday.
Sunday buffet.
It's a heavy week.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what I think is hack?
What?
A setup and then a fucking punchline
And a
right
punchline.
after it.
That is hack. We should be all on stage making dolphin noises. The future dolphin people will understand. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about. The floor is yours, Nick. Unless you want to call it a day.
No, I think that's it.
I'm not saying we're the paragons of
No.
in any way. We're all just trying to
Yeah.
figure this out. But like, one thing you shouldn't do is just directly fucking steal because you can profit. Stop doing bad shit, or at
Right.
least stop being proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a good person. I was gonna say perfect, but I'm like, I'm probably not a good person. At least stop being proud of it, dog.
If you try to be a good person and fail, I think that sets you apart.
Yeah.
That does put you in the top. 80-20 rule, that puts you in the 20%.
Scary.
80% bad. Yeah.
Way off topic, but my mom was telling me about that Lake and Riley trial. That lady was killed by that guy.
I don't know who that is. I don't know anything about it.
Well, it was just a big trial on TV, but they went through, like, they had all the forensic evidence of what the guy who killed her did during the day, and, like, he's just an animal. He was just literally out just, like, stalking strangers, like, for hour upon hours until he just found someone he could kill. He was, like, at an apartment complex trying to get in a window, and then he was, like, over here doing this, and he was over here, then he was in this bush, and then he found her out for a jog. But it's like, some people are just, like, that to me is, like, not even a human. That's, like, bear behavior. That's hungry bear behavior. I just keep, the longer this show goes, I'm going to keep ratcheting this up. I just keep ratcheting this up to, like, worse and worse things.
What was that guy's name?
I don't remember.
You know, I don't really think he was a nice guy.
No, not the guy you wanted at the barbecue. All right, we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Not the gun, the heart. Thanks for watching.